This is one of Fresno's greenest buildings. A lot of thought and effort has been put into this building as far as energy efficiency and green building features. I think you'll be really impressed with some of the things that have been done.
The whole concept of the interconnected workplace is that the walls are coming down. You can sit in this desk and have an office with a window. You can see out. It promotes health and wellness, which is another facet that we're trying to promote in the workplace, and allows us to minimize the use of the real estate being the amount of square footage in an office.
And also with LEED certification, in order to get points, we have to have views to the outside for 75% of the space. You have to have views to the outside, and it can't be like a view out the skylight. It has to be a view out a physical window for 75% of the spaces. So that's also an important feature of keeping the cubicle walls down low. And I noticed that you have this high efficiency lighting up here, and I see the sound masking device. I noticed your HVAC ducting too in the space. It's best to keep HVAC ducting in a conditioned space and not outside of a conditioned space, because that creates inefficiencies and the need for the system to work harder, especially if it was up on the roof, you know, on a 110-degree day here in Fresno that we typically see. Having that outside of the conditioned space is problematic and inefficient. And I know these are T5 fluorescent lights up here, which are pretty much the most efficient fluorescents that you can get on the market right now. And of course we have some LED spotlighting. Those are extremely efficient, low wattage, and in a game of watts where we're trying to keep them really low for our efficiency scores and costs. That's great.
And everything is set on automatic timers as well, so you know, if you know, when I'm working here at 7 o'clock at night, all of a sudden the lights will go down. You know, everything is controlled to try to make sure that we're not wasting electricity.
This is a privacy cubicle, right? I thought that was kind of an interesting little feature there. If you do want to have a conversation, you can just go into the pod there, right?
Right. This is something that we're actually talking about using in universities. This is a great product. This is called Mediascape. And I said earlier that we have 5 different offices, and so in order to reduce our travel costs, our hotel costs, and improve efficiencies within the company, you can plug a computer into it. And so on one screen I can be working on a project and show on the screen all the people that I'm sitting with, as well as people in a remote location what I'm working on. And on the other screen, the team on the other side can show them. We can communicate, talk, and have a meeting.
You can see the windows throughout the room, which help with daylighting, and they're operable windows, so we can open them up to get some fresh air. There's no HVAC running in the space right now. It's pretty cold outside, and typically at any time of the year you come into the space, it's pretty comfortable. The reason that this space is so comfortable, and even the space that's unoccupied and unventilated upstairs, or not, the HVAC isn't running upstairs, is because of the insulation levels in this building. There's high insulation levels in these walls, R30, and the roof on this building also it's a foam insulated roof that achieves an R30 rating. You see we have some fluorescent lights, and then you can see that square looking light right there, that's actually skylights.
There's a couple reasons we did the roof, the green roof, like we did. You know, first off, it's we wanted to kind of block off the air conditioning units, because it's not a very pleasant view to be, if your office is right here, you're looking onto a blank roof. And second off, it helps with the heat island effect.
Yeah, so for the heat island effect, we mitigated the heat island effect by having the high SRI roof, the white roof membrane. And this is a foam insulated roof with a high SRI. So the requirement is to achieve an SRI of 78, which basically means the sun infrared rays come down and they bounce off the roof, and the effectiveness of that reflection is called the SRI, or solar reflectiveness index. And we only needed a 78. This roof membrane actually has 107 SRI. The other thing too is we have individual HVAC units for every space,
Every
right?
space, yes. Most of the other office buildings that I take care of, we have big train units that take care of the whole building. Here, we were able to break it up individually, so each tenant has their own AC unit that they can control, and how much they want at any time.
So again, a lot of windows for daylighting, operable windows. We also have, you can see the solar carport, which, there's lots of ways to mitigate heat island effect on the ground. One of them is to have landscaping, and we have a lot of landscaping, but the requirement is to mitigate 50% of the heat island effect on the hardscape surfaces. So you can do that with trees. Trees can provide shading and mitigate the heat island effect. So we have a lot of trees. The main strategy is just the bright white concrete that reflects that solar infrared radiation. All the lighting is very efficient, but it's also down lighting. It's not up lighting. It's not projecting up into the sky. Why is that important? Does anybody know? Light pollution, exactly.
When they move in, it's more, I take a hold, make sure they recycle, make sure, all their water fixtures are efficient, any of the toilets that they may install are efficient, and their lighting as well. That's another really big one that we're pushing. Make sure they're getting the correct lighting, the one with the low mercury and the fluorescent bulbs.
So yeah. Don, the thing with LEED for new construction and major renovation is it's a one-time thing, right? When Don gets his certification here in several weeks and hangs it on the wall or the lobby, basically you're done. There's nothing more to do. But you want to continue on with the sustainable efforts and things. Therefore, Don has chosen on other buildings, and he may actually go this route with this building, is to pursue LEED for existing buildings, operations, and maintenance. Where now you're not only greening the building, but you're continuing the sustainability efforts.